Hi, my name is Glenn, and I'm entering this video for the Kpop Fan Project. Be answering some questions in a kind of a story mode setting, where a lot of the questions kind of involve a little bit of a story behind it, and I'm gonna start off on how I got into K-pop. And I think for a lot of people in my generation, and that makes me sound really really old, but when the generation of us that got into K-pop initially, a lot of us got into K-pop through like J-pop, J-rock, and I was pretty much that's how I got into it. I was in a kind of like bad spot in my life at the time, so I turned to, and I wasn't really happy with English music at the time because I didn't really connect with it. So I started listening to a lot of J-pop and J-rock. Um, and this was before MySpace, YouTube, Facebook, and all that really got big. And, well, even I think for Facebook got created. But a lot of the videos for K-pop, J-pop, J-rock were all on journal sites like LiveJournal or blogging sites where they had uploaded the video strictly onto their page or song. And I happened to bump into DBSK's Hug, which is I think short, like maybe a few weeks after their debut actually. And yes, so about 2003 2004 is my first taste of K-pop. And for many, it became with Boa when she came out with Every Heart. If you watched Inuyasha, even though that was in Japanese, it led you into K-pop. So that was like my first real taste of K-pop, and then Rain 7 debuted around the same timeline. So those were my like big three when I first got into K-pop, and it was the transition between the 90s idols who were all kind of retiring or leaving the industry, and the new set, which I was a part of. It was weird at first because I was one of the only ones that liked K-pop, J-pop, and J-rock. But then, as maybe about 2-3 years later, when I got into high school, there was a lot of the J-pop, J-rock groups, fans, the little fan base because of anime and things like that. And come to find out, there was a lot of people experimenting and looking into K-pop. So we all had like that commonality. I didn't really meet too many people online because there was not that community yet that was ready for K-pop fans, and just there was one two that visited the site or whoever owned the journal you can talk to, but it wasn't really how it is today. What I like about the fandom now that it's grown and it expanded, there's a lot more people to connect to talk with, and then there's just a setting for where you're able to be friends and have fun. And now, since the fandom's grown so much here in the United States and other countries, we're able to pull, it's only LA and New York, but we're able to pull some of those artists to come down to LA, to New York, and perform. Since I live in Arizona, it's not a bad thing for me, so I can, go drive out to LA like I am doing this weekend. So that's what I really like and find that's really positive of our fandom is it's so big now where we can command kind of a, you have to kind of stop by the US or other countries because we're getting so big. But the negative that I find with the fandom sometimes is that because the Japanese music industry is kind of toned down and backed off, kind of spreading their music, there's often that fighting between who's copying who and who's doing what. That it gives both groups of people a little bit of bad rep because we all love music. We all should just try to get along. People are gonna copy styles. There's gonna be fads. There's just gonna be a wider range of musical genres out there that people are gonna have similar things out there, and we just gotta understand that they're making music for us to listen to. We should just listen and enjoy it. So my favorite K-pop song. This is actually a hard question to answer, and I will have to go with JYJ's Found You. And I am a sucker for ballads. Ballads are like one of my favorite things to listen to. Being that DBSK as a whole was my very first group that I like to listen to, I am very bias to both JYJ and TVXQ. Yes, I would like to see them again together sometime in the future. I know that it probably won't happen, but I still have hope. That means, that means that they're my favorite brand of all time. They are my bias, and they are pretty much. I got really into their music because of where I was in my life, and I've grown attached to their music and the music that they make now. So they're always going to be like the number one group from Korea in my life. And their Japanese stuff too really got to me. So that's just their whole wide range of music just really struck with me, and I can never say no to TVXQ or JYJ. If I could say anything to all the other K-pop fans out there that have just gone to K-pop, explore your horizons. I know K-pop, the idols, I love them too, and I love listening to all their music. But expand your horizons. There's a lot of K-indie out there, a lot of K-rock out there. There's a lot of other musical styles that, and because of YouTube, are able to kind of develop and showcase it. I implore you to go check some of those stuff out, because there's more to the groups and the idols, and even some of the idols make other music on the side, and it's not as popular, but you need to check it out, because there's a wide variety out there for you, and I don't think you'll be disappointed with some of the music you find. There.